I mean, Paul tells us that we should be very careful about what it is that we allow into our heart and into our minds. He says at 2 Corinthians 10:5, we demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God, and we take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ. 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5. It's beautiful. We have this beautiful cat that lives up the road. It started off as a kitten, little kitten, and he started to visit us in our back garden. As he's grown, he's got bigger and bigger and bigger. He's still very playful, but we have two cats, two rescue cats, and a dog. And so sometimes they play with him, other times they don't. What we found was that if we left our back door open, he loved to wander in. There was one day when Andrew came out of the shower and walked into our bedroom, and there was a cat in our bedroom looking at him that did not belong to us. And just today, I was having a chat to my son, and the back door was slightly open, the sun was streaming in, and this beautiful cat who started to walk in, and I had to shoo him away and shut the door. And it got me thinking that this is what our Christian walk is like. We cannot afford to have a thought into our head that does not align with what God has to say about us or those around us. When we allow thoughts to wander in, those thoughts that don't belong, they can try to make their home inside of our lives. And then they end up causing us to become distracted. They end up costing money to be, taking up habitation in your heart. Do not be fooled into allowing access to thoughts that have no place, and certainly never choose to feed those thoughts by giving them focus or airtime with your words and your conversations. They will eventually create havoc and waste your precious time as you have to chase them out and clean up after them. It's easy to catch them at the door of your life and say, no further. So in the same way with the next door neighbor's cat, who really is very charming. I mean, it's like, it would be lovely to let him come in, but he's this big cat. He would cause havoc. He would create a mess. He would want us to feed him if he started to take up habitation here. And of course, there'd be a mess that we would have to clean up after him as well. Don't let things into your life that don't belong. Do not allow a single thought to enter your head that does not align with God. Even if you have been betrayed or a great injustice has occurred to you, you should only be discussing those situations with someone who has some sort of a solution or who can help you with counseling and move through that pain. But even then, do not entertain those thoughts because they can become destructive. We need to acknowledge that we're going through certain challenges and things like that. But then we need to turn back and continue to fill our minds with the thoughts of what it is that God has said about us and about those around us and within our life. And we need to pray for those who might have betrayed us, who might be defaming us, or who might be hurting us in some way. So we demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God. And we take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ. And we do so primarily, the best way to do so is to catch them at the door before they get entry into your life. And those thoughts, those strongholds actually start with how we align our thoughts and our words with what it is that God has to say. We must refocus back onto what God has to say about us and not listen to the whispers of the enemy. Anyway, enough from me. Just want to encourage you as well. If you are ready to run, if you want to learn about prophecy, if you want to learn about the power of prophetic prayer, seeing people through a prophetic lens, seeing the gold in people, learning how to carry a prophetic word to the fulfillment, understanding and recognizing your spheres of influence and what your purpose and your kingdom calling is and the timing of that kingdom calling, please check out what it is that we are doing in Prophetic Mastery. Our doors are open until the 19th of July. And once done, then that's the intake. There is limited spaces. We're not we're going to get to a point where we say no more, that's it. There's only so many people that I can mentor in that space, and once that space is filled, that's it. It's not a never ending open doors. So please come and join us. We have such beautiful people, powerful fivefold ministers, all the way through to people who are brand new in the prophetic, and people who are just passionate about practicing the presence of God and then going out into the streets and even evangelizing. So we have everything from people who are ministers within churches, people who are hidden and they've got a prophetic call upon their life to prophetically pray solutions into situations, and you'll never know who they are because they are secret agents of the Most High God. And all the way through, as I said, to brand new beginners, we accommodate all of it. And what's beautiful is because it's like we're one big family, because we've got people who are more mature, less mature in different areas. Everyone is encouraging one another. It's not about all being at the same level and all, or everyone sort of proceeding together. It's about everyone coming together and saying, you can do this. And because you get around people that are a little bit more accelerated than you, and then people who are less accelerated than you actually grow very rapidly. You know, I know that when my children were dancers, if they got put into a class with people who were dancing better than them, they actually grew faster than if they were the best ones in the room. So I encourage you, please check that out. As I said, we cannot afford to have a thought enter our head that does not align with what God has to say about us, all those around us, whether or not they are for us or not. And when we allow thoughts to wander in that don't belong, they can try to make their home and cause us to become distracted. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled into allowing those thoughts to have access. We all have those thoughts. I mean, let's get real, people. We all have those thoughts, but we need to chase them out and go, no, but God, but God. And certainly don't choose to feed them by meditating on those negative thoughts. God has always got a plan and a purpose for your life. He's always got a solution at hand. You know, focus on that in your life is what I want to encourage you to do. Because if you let those negative thoughts in, they will eventually create havoc and waste your precious time as you chase them out. And they get bigger. It's like, as I said, that cat, he's got big. He's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. He's going to be a big cat. He's a beautiful cat. He's going to be a big cat. So it's harder to chase him out. You know, he's bigger. He's heavier to carry out each time he tries to break into our house. So you don't want to be cleaning up after that sort of stuff. It's easier just to say, no entry. I'm too busy. I've got to focus on what God has to say about me and get on with the work at hand. Anyway, enough from me. We will catch you soon. I hope that that's blessed you.